Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a puzzle with very clean lines today somehow. We've got 4 lines, one of each colour, and a few cages. I'll go through the rules in a moment. I was wondering, have we had Altai on the channel before? I decided I don't think so, but I'm really sorry, Altai, if you have featured and I've forgotten. You can check. One of the links under the video is to a spreadsheet that Vevi maintains of all the puzzles that have featured, all the videos we've made, including all the puzzles that are featured on the channel. And I could have checked that before I came on, but I didn't, so you could check it now. I'm guessing we haven't had Altai before and this is a debut. The name Grebeline, something in World War II apparently, about which I know very little, I'm afraid. There we go. I will first of all tell you what is going on Patreon, where of course we've got Extra Byte by Skunkworks as the monthly reward. If you can solve all 68 5x5 puzzles and send in, you'll generate a message, you'll be able to find the answer and send in an entry to our on the Google form involved, and then you could win the chance to collaborate with Simon on a solve. That is the prize, and good luck to you if you decide to have a go at that. If you don't, if you decide you're not really interested in that, still have a go at the puzzles. None of them take forever, and some of them are very quick bites, and they're just great fun. It's a really beautiful set. Highly recommended. Now, what else is on Patreon? There's Simon solving Spider by Sabre, then my solves of it as well coming. So all sorts of stuff, if you like, hard cryptic crosswords, and connections videos as well. I play connections every day from the New York Times and gather them up every 4 or 5 days into a collection of connections. Now, also, of course, on the links under the video, you can get to SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, our website, the Discord server associated with the channel, or our apps, which do feature Line and Killer Sudoku as separate apps, and Fog of War. And the latest that you can get on the CTC app are The Worms by Phistomefel, Michael Lefkowitz, Marty, Sears, and James Sinclair, and they're all excellent stuff. And I'm going to try this puzzle now. I'm going to tell you what the rules are of Grebeline by Altai. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Digits, adjacent digits on an orange line must differ by at least 4. That's a Dutch whisper. Adjacent digits along a green line must differ by at least 5. That's a German whisper. The box borders divide the blue line into segments with an equal sum. So those 3 will add up to that 1, and those 3, it's the same total, and that 1, and those 2. And then finally, we've got a grey line, which is a palindrome. So it reads the same in both directions. So those 2 digits will be the same, those 2, etc. And some killer cages. Now, you can't have a repeat digit in a killer cage, and the numbers add up to the given total. Those are the rules. Not too tricky to understand. If you've watched videos on the channel before, palindrome is maybe the rarest of the lines, and not that rare. Give it a try. I'm going to start now. Let's see how we get on. Let's get cracking. So I am going to start with an observation that I occasionally get to share a secret with you. That secret is that we know the sum of every row, column, and box in a Sudoku before we even start. That sum is always 45, the sum of the digits 1 to 9. So if 1 row adds to 45, 2 rows will add to 90. And then we can subtract the cage totals in these 2 rows, 59, 64, 81, and we can write a 9 in there as the difference between 81 and 90. Now up here it's similar, but it's 2 cells, so we've got 29, 34, 74, and these 2 add up to 6. Oh, I've got myself a problem. So I think I've done the maths wrong. Yes, I have done the maths wrong, thank goodness. I was just thinking these two green cells won't work if these two add up to 6. That's because they don't add up to 6. 74 was correct, but I deducted it wrongly from 90. The answer is 16. So that is a 9-7 pair because they see each other in the row. They add up to 16. They're two Sudoku digits. That's what it must be. We could already have done the alternation on this green line. So the things I know about green lines with their differences of at least 5 are that 5 can never appear on them. That to maintain the difference of 5 between successive cells on the green line, you must alternate between digits lower than 5 and digits higher than 5. And I would sometimes point out that 6 and 4 are very difficult digits to place because you can't put them somewhere where their two neighbours will see each other, but that only applies in this cell on this green line. The alternation, however, we could have done from the beginning because in a 5 cage we've got 2 low digits. So these ones are low as we alternate along the line. These ones are high, and that was why I was having trouble believing that this was a number from 1 to 5. It just couldn't have been. So luckily my poor maths was the reason. Now, we've got 2 5 cages in the same column. So those are always the digits. They are always digits from 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the remaining digits in the column are 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now this one, on the blue line, that one cell is equal to those 3, which are all different. So it can't be a 5, it must be at least a 6. And it appears here again. This digit appears on the palindrome again over here. I might colour that blue for low. Let's do a bit of bluing. That's high, that's high. At least 2 of these are low. Now the whisper, the orange whisper is a bit different. The difference of 4 makes quite a big difference from 5. You don't have to alternate high, low, high, low, high, low because 5 can appear on the line. And 5 is the only thing that can change the high-low parity polarity alternation if it appears between a 1 and a 9. Now, there's a 9 in this box, so that's not a 9. Now that's going to mean these digits can't be from 5, 6, 7, or 8. Sorry if you heard an email alert. I'd forgotten to turn it off. I have now. Now, I was trying to work out, could these both be high in our alternation process? I don't know. I'm going to fill in some candidates in these cells instead. Now this one is the one that couldn't be 6 or 4, so I'm removing 6 from that because its two neighbours can't both be 1s. Okay, I don't know what to be doing next. There seemed a lot of things to start on. The digit missing from this cage, which has 8 of the 9 digits, given that we know the 9 Sudoku digits add up to 45, the digit missing from that cage is a 5. And that means there's a 5 in one of these cells. And it also means that the 5 in this box now can't go in those cells because of the 5 that appears somewhere there. And it can't go in those cells because there's no 5 in the 40 cage. So it must go in the 19 cage, along with 2 digits that add up to 14 and don't include 5. So that must be 5, 6, 8. And that hasn't fixed this cell. This 10 cage. Right, 10 and 5 add up to 15 between them. Knowledge bomb there. But the minimum... There's only one way of making up 15 with 5 different digits, and they're all different because they're in the same box, and that's using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could have actually worked out that 5 goes in this cage as well, but I've found a different way of doing it. It's either 5, 2, 3 or 5, 1, 4. That is a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other digits in the box are from 6, 7, 8, 9. And in my colour scheme, they all go orange. I'm not sure this colour scheme is worthwhile, but that digit must be higher than that. So that's not 6 and that's not 9. And the maximum difference between these two, which is represented by that, because remember these two blue cells add up to the segment total of that one, that is maxing out at a 3. So the 5 in the box is in one of those two cells, and these can't be a 5, and there is a 5, my second digit in the grid. Those two are both high in my colour scheme. That's low. Now, where next? 6, 8, 5. 7 and 9, they can't be in those cells. They do appear in the 40 cage. I was going to put them in those cells, but one of them could be here. That digit is the same as that, which can't be 6 now. If that was a 7, this would have to be 6 and 1. That would be a 2, 3 cage. Oh, I don't know what to do with that information. Is there a play between this digit, which is on the palindrome? No. These two? No, I don't think so. Oh, that's another 40 cage, which doesn't have a 5 in it. So the 5 in this box is in one of those two. Then the 5 in this box, we've got that 5, so now it can't be there and it can't be in the 40 cage. It's in one of those two, along with 3 other digits that make up 14 in this cage. I don't know what those are. This can't be 5 either because of the 5 in one of those. So one of these two is definitely 5. This is now definitely high. And that is on the orange line. So the digits next to it on the orange line now can't be from 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. They must both be low. I think, if I've got my differences right. Difference of 4 from 6 is only 1 or 2. From 7 is 1, 2 or 3. And from 8 is 1, 2, 3 or 4. Okay. I can say that this must be high because I know it can't be 5. 5 in column 3 appears in one of those two cells, so it doesn't appear here because it's been used for the box. So that must be high. I'm going to put all the candidates in. And this must be low. Again, 5 can't appear here. And that's the only thing that can stop the alternation. This can't be 5, so it must be high. So we're getting the alternation. This one, these two are both in the 40 cage, so they can't be 5s because there's no 5 there. So we can actually do the alternation on the orange line, which is a rare treat on an orange line. Now, this is on the palindrome. It looks like it's the center of the palindrome. It is, so it doesn't repeat anywhere else. Well, it doesn't have to repeat anywhere else on the palindrome. It's perfectly entitled to. Okay, this cage adds up to 19 without... I was wondering, does it have to have 2 low digits in it? Actually, probably not at all. 14 for the remaining 3 digits is very averagey. You could do it with 6, 7, 1 if you only had 1 low digit here. In fact, if there was only 1 low digit here, it would be 1, 5, 6, 7. If there are 2, there's a bit of scope. 3, 4, 5, 7, but there are many other ways of doing it if the other 2 low digits are there. That would make both of these high. I'm just trying to see if there is a reason why I should know something else. 6 and 8 are in those cells. 6 and 8 must be in these cells because amongst those 4, they're not there. So now 6 and 8 must be over here in row 2, and that must be low. I am wondering about these 5 cages because one of them is a 1-4 pair and the other is a 2-3 pair. I'm wondering if I should know which is which at this stage. I don't see how. Okay, let's look at the 17 cage. That's kind of the one I haven't thought about. Again, very middly total out of 3 digits. 5 is the average Sudoku digit, so 17 is close to the average here. 9's obviously a high digit. I hadn't even realised I hadn't coloured that. That can't be 9. I don't think that's doing anything, but if we were to try and put 2 high digits in here, oh yeah, that's very easily done. What if we were to try to get away with only 1 high digit? Oh, well, there is a 5 in here. I've only just realised that. 5 is ruled out of those cells. So there's a 5 and 2 digits that add up to 12 that are not 9, 3 or 5, 7. So they are 4, 8. So that is really crucial. Now we can't have a 4 in this cage. It's a 2, 3 pair. We can't have an 8 there either, which is interesting. I'll come back to that. 2, 3 is now ruled out of that pair, which is 1 and 4. 1 and 4 ruled out of those cells. Now on the palindrome, that one is 2 or 3 because it's the same as this, and the final cell is now 4, 5 or 8. These digits, we've got 4, 5, 8, 2, 3, 9. These are 1, 6, 7. That's a triple, so that can't be 1 and that can't be 6 or 7. Now, if that was 6, this would have to be 2 on the whisper. This can't be 4 anymore. 1, 6, 7. I should use that. 1, 6, 7 is going to push 1, 6 and 7 into this cage within box 9, so that can't be a repeat 1. And if 1, 6, 7 are in that cage, they can't repeat here. So now 1, 6 and 7 have to go into this cage along with the 5, which was one of the candidate makeups that I'd thought, well, the only one I'd actually focused on because it had 2 high digits. So that's 1, 5, 6, 7. This is 2, 3, 4 or 8. 9 must be in one of these 2 cells. Oh, and I could palindrome these along. That is 1, 5, 6 or 7. And this is 1, 6 or 7. Now, this one can't be a 7 because its 3 digits add up to that. I'm tempted to think it can't be a 6. Oh, but on the palindrome, that means this isn't a 7. You keep going back and forth on this palindrome. Or I should keep going back and forth on it. Or is it time to think, oh yeah, that got reduced, so there's a difference of 2 or 3 between those cells. So this one now isn't 8, and this one isn't 7. That's interesting. I've never seen that kind of happen in this relationship before, or not that I remember. We have to have a difference of 2 or 3 between those. Now, what's going on here? That is 8 or 9. This has to be 8 or 9 by this, because it's the same thing. If that was a 5, these are 1, 2 or 1, 3. If that's a 6, these are 1, 2 or 1, 3. Alternatively, it's a 1. So the 1 in this box must be on this blue line, and it's not there, which is now 6 or 7. The 9 in this row is here somewhere, and it's not on the blue line, so it's there on the edge. And then one of these two is a 9. We worked that out a moment before. Now, can those both be 9s? Yes, they can. It's actually very likely, because that would give a lot of possibilities on these. That's officially high. I don't know if I'm still meant to be doing the colouring. When I say meant to be, I don't know who means me to do it, just myself. Now, these two digits appear with those two digits there. So the 7 or 9 must be in this 40 cage up here, and that one must also be, but that could be here. That's what I was trying to get my head around earlier. Didn't do it very successfully. Right, maybe let's look at these, which... The trouble is I just don't know. We've still got to have a 1 in this cage. And wherever it is, it's going to rule it out of that cell. Well, that's quite big. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so now there is a 1. Well, once that's a 5, this is either a 1-2 pair adding up to 8 or a 1-3 pair adding up to 9. If it was a 6, it would be a 1-2 pair. So these are selected from 1, 2, 3. They include a 1. I can colour them both blue. Now, that could be 8. Has this palindrome? Yes, it's got a bit tighter. We can't put a 1 there anymore. And this, we can't put a 1 here. So the 1 in this cage is now in one of those cells. Beautiful. That's beautiful construction. This can't be a 1. So this is the 1 that we knew we were going to find in this box. Now, that can't be a 1. That didn't result. Oh, yes, 2, 3 pair. This is a 4 in the center of the palindrome. But that's going to make this an 8 on the orange Dutch whisper line. It allows this to be 8 or 9. It stops this being 4 by Sudoku. This now can't be 4 or 8 and is the other digit from 2, 3 in the box. And this is the other digit from 8, 9. So now we've had 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 6. This is 5. And these are from 2, 3, 4. Which is a sudden triple to find here. Oh, this can't be 5 by Sudoku, and that's mirrored on the palindrome. Now, the 2, 3, 4, is that good? Everything up here is orange. They're all 5, 6, 7, 8. But that could be the 5 or that. This one sees 6, 8, and there's a 5 not allowed in the cage, so that's a 7. This one sees 6 and 8 in those cells, so that must be a 5. And these two are a 6, 8 pair. Maybe I should be able to disambiguate those, but I would have felt quite lucky to get what I did done. That's a 2, 3, 4 set, so this is 6 or 7. As is that on the palindrome. This must be a 5 because it sees the 6, 7 pair. This is now a 4. That's on the palindrome there. This can't be a 4. That 2, 3 pair sees this cell. They also see that cell. This can't be a 4. And it's just flowing along beautifully at the moment, this puzzle. Really neat. Now, that's become a 1 because it can't be 4. 1 not very helpful on either shade of whisper. That's almost a useful whisper adjacency. I haven't made up a word. Adjacency is a genuine word. 1, 4, 2, 3. There's a 5 in the box. It's got to be there. 4 is blue, by the way. This digit is orange. I don't know which one it is. Oh, hang on though. This digit can't be in those cells and must be in one of those two. So it can't be 7 and must be 6 and can be placed in both boxes. This is now a 7 on the palindrome. This is not a 6. That's not a 6. This is an 8. And one of these two is a 6. In fact, we know which one now. There we go. Colour for the 6. Oh, I shouldn't have coloured the 5, should I? That was a colouring error, but I knew none of them could be blue. That was why I was doing it. So 8 sees this cell now, so that's a 9. This is a 7, 8 pair. That's a 7, 8, 9 triple in the row. So everything else is blue, and that time I'm right about the colouring. That one can't be 4. Okay, so we've got 9 on this line, so that's a 3 to make the total right, and that's going to disambiguate quite a lot of 2s and 3s. 3 on the palindrome is there, and this has become a 9 on the blue line. Those two add up to 9. I can't deal with those yet, I don't think. This is not a 3 anymore. Oh, this is going well now. So I've got a 3-4 pair up here. They're blue. This is a 1-2-9 triple, which now those two were going to be the digits that weren't 5 here, because this group of cells makes up a set of 1 to 9 with that. So those two are the same as those two. But I don't know which is which. 7 and 9 are looking at that cell, so it's not a 9. 9 doesn't have to be here. Oh, but bobbins, what's going on? This digit, if it was low, it would have to be a 1. If this was low, it would be 3 or 4. That can't be a 3. I'm sorry, I'm just totally failing to get things done here. Hang on. That is a 1-6 pair, isn't it? And there's a 6 up there. That's an X-wing. That's using up the 6s in columns 4 and 5. So the 6 in column 6 is in one of those two. Can it be on the line with a 2-1 pair? Probably it could. Okay, those two are those two. So we're selecting from 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're not selecting 2 or 4 in those cells. So we can't have 4 there, because it would never get in the cage. That is a 3, and one of these is a 3. And that's become a 4. And the other one can't be 2, because we can't put 2 there. If that was 2, we wouldn't get a 2 in the cage, and we need 2. So these are now from 1, 3, 9, and one of them is a 3. It's quite subtle. It's not very difficult. It's just neat. Oh, I haven't looked at the green lines, or... Well, these numbers are very low that keep popping up on the line. Okay, how about the orange line? Ah, 3 there is sitting next to what must be 7 now. This can't be a 9 anymore. Not sure that I'm getting much else out of that. Let's go back to the green line. This digit, if that was a 4, these would both be 9s. I don't really see the problem with that. That seems okay. Oh, this one can't be a 9. No, it's not okay, because that is a 9. So this can't be a 4 now. It is definitely 1 or 2. Now I don't think this line has anything to tell me, unfortunately. Only Sudoku will deal with these differences. 6 and 8 are there. 3 and 5 in the row. 4 is looking at that cell in this box, so we can place 4 in box 2. Then this can't be 4. Then one of these is 4. 3 is in one of those cells and there, so one of these 2 as well is 3. 4 and 3 can't be in that cell. This has become a 4-3 pair. And now this line can't be 2 plus 3 plus 4. Now, the reason I think that's important is because this digit isn't low anymore. If this digit was low, the only way you can get 3 low digits under 5 to add up to 9 is if they're 2, 3, 4. But that wouldn't let this be made up. So this is not low. It's either 5 or 6 now. I don't know which one, but it's one of them. It's not 6, because that would need 2 and 1 on the line, and this digit is not either of those. So these are now all minimal. 5, 3, 1 is the only way to make this up. That's lovely, actually. That's really neat. I think that's going to do a lot of this puzzle. That's a 2, 4, 1. I'm really just looking for the Sudoku moves now, so you can scoff at me when I can't see them. That's fine. That's what I'm here for, really. 7, that has to be a 7 because there's nowhere else for it to go in the box. This is 1 or 9. 1, 3, 9, that's a 6. This is 2 and 9. That is now an 8. That's a 5. This is 6. That's 1. That's 7. That's 4. These are left to be a 2, 3 pair. The 8 is looking down here. The 5 is looking up to the corner. Okay, I'm going to get rid of all the colouring because the only alternative is to carry it on, and that's just going to take time and effort. We've still got the blue line to finish off there. Oh, and this cage, no, 1, 2, 3, 9, those can't be 1s. Oh, that didn't quite resolve it, did it? This is resolved. That's a 6, that's a 1. This is now 7 and 9. That must be a 2 to make the blue line work, so that deals us 3s and 2s just where we needed them. Yeah, that cage looks right. I haven't checked this cage. That has got the right digits in it as well. This is an 8. That's a 6. 3 and 2, and we finish. Beautiful puzzle, Altai. Very, very neat throughout, and most entertaining. Thank you for sending it. Thank you guys for staying with us through the solves. We absolutely relish bringing these puzzles to you, and we'll be back tomorrow with one more each. Bye for now.